But we begin with breaking news. A partial house collapse in West Mount Airy. Crews arrived on the scene just before 1 o'clock this afternoon. The body of a woman found underneath the debris. This is the Fox 29 News at 5. I'm Chris O'Connell.
And I'm Sheba Russell. We want to get right out to the scene. Our Steve Keeley is there. So, Steve, what happened?
Go.
All right, hopefully you can hear us now. We're having a little problem, but we got it fixed just in time. You're looking at the house here in West Mount Airy, and this is a split-level house built according to records in 1970, but it looks like it's in such repair, and a lot of the neighbors around here told us that there was not much upkeep, if anything, done. You can basically, if you look on the roof, you'll see parts of what appears to be a blue tarp. The last record L&I has is for visiting here about 2 years ago to okay and give a permit for a partial roof covering. And perhaps no work was done in those 2 years, and water may have leaked. That will be the investigation focus, to see if water seeped in and somehow had the inside first floor collapse into the basement. And when you look at the video from both the ground and from the air from Skyfox, you can see that this collapse barely noticeable from the front of the house, but a neighbor looked into the back, and it looked to them that part of it had collapsed, so they called the Philadelphia Fire Department 911 asking for a welfare check, and that's when they discovered the victim today around lunchtime.
Got reports from neighbors that an elderly female woman lived in the structure. At that time, we had to actually go into the property, and we seen that it was an interior collapse. We had to shore up the floors and the structures to make it safe so that we can go in. Once we got inside, we conducted an interior investigation, and unfortunately we did find a elderly female victim that had succumbed to the collapse.
When I seen the fire trucks hours ago, then you see about half a dozen, then you see the rescue squad, you knew it was something around, and when they went around the corner, that's when my suspicions were confirmed that the house over a number of years been suddenly just collapsed. And I lost a neighbor in that way. It's unfortunate for anybody to die like that.
So for now, no idea when this actually happened or how it happened, but as you look at our live picture right now, you'll see two older Buicks from the 80s parked in the driveway. Neighbors said the woman would drive occasionally, but they feared for her driving as her age, and then perhaps she didn't live alone back in the 80s, but had lived alone in recent years. And this is on the tippy part of the cul-de-sac here, so she doesn't really have neighbors behind her that would come in contact with her. Only neighbors on each side of this cul-de-sac, and fortunately at least one neighbor who cared enough to call 911 today and came out and checked on this house. But neighbors told us this is in such disrepair. And you can see just the front side of it around the roof line. It looked like a lot of damage. That's not from today, but that had been there like that for a while, neighbors told us. And perhaps that'll be the focus of this investigation, that this house needed some repairs and just never got to them, sadly.
Yeah, sad ending. Steve Keeley in West Mount Airy. Thanks, Steve.